and said, "Take care. Be on guard against all greed, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of possessions." And then he told them a story. There once was a man who had everything the world admired. His land was fertile, his business was booming. His harvest was bigger than anything he had ever seen. His wealth didn't come from stealing or cheating. He worked hard, he made smart decisions. He was respected, admired, safe, or so he thought. One morning, as he looked out across his golden fields, he said to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store all this grain." And then, with pride in his eyes, he answered himself, "I will do this. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and there I will store all my grain and goods. Then I will say to my soul, 'Soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. Take it easy, eat, drink, and be merry.'" But God spoke that night, and he did not speak in congratulations. He spoke in judgment. "You fool, this very night your soul is required of you, and the things you have prepared, whose will they be?" The man had made plans for everything, except for his soul. He had mastered his business, but not his heart. He had secured a future that would never come. This parable is not about money alone. It is about the illusion that we are in control. It is about how easily we build our lives on things that do not last. It's about the trap of thinking I have time, when in reality, time is not promised to anyone. This man wasn't called a fool for being rich. He was called a fool for being rich in things but poor toward God. He thought he owned the future, but he didn't even own the next breath. This story forces us to ask, what am I building my life on? Am I investing in eternity or only in comfort? Do I plan more for retirement than for my soul? Everything we own, our homes, careers, savings, achievements, all of it can be taken in an instant. But what we give to God, what we build with character, love, truth, and faith, that is what lasts beyond this life. The world teaches us to grow our barns. Jesus teaches us to grow our hearts. The world says store more. Jesus says surrender more. The world says you deserve ease. Jesus says you were made for eternity. Don't wait until your soul is required to start thinking about your soul. Don't build a tower of grain and call it peace, when what your heart truly needs is purpose. What if you're caught in the race to earn, to win, to collect? Pause. Ask yourself, what will matter when time runs out? When the final moment comes, will you be found rich or ready? If this story opened your eyes or stirred your heart, like this message, share it with someone chasing the wrong treasure. Subscribe for more biblical stories that speak truth with clarity, power, and peace. You may not control the number of your days, but you can choose how you live them.